On a small island of Ahara, two children was born, a boy and a girl. As you see doctors flooding into the room, try to save their mothers. But the birth was so immense that they didn't make it. As we cut to the fathers that go pick them up, as we cut to the boy, as the baby, his eyes are a crimson yellow. His hair is jet black. His skin is light skin. But the thing about it is, he was born with chains around his arms, which shocks all the doctors. They're like, how did chains get there? As they tried to remove the chains, but it's all no use. It didn't work. As the doctors are baffled, they're like, what kind of witchcraft 3 is this? They think it's a curse or something, but they really don't know. As the father is like, move, let me see my son. As they're like, yes sir, they move out the way, aka Dragon. It's my young beautiful boy. As he picks him up and he takes him away from the doctors. As he says rest in peace to his wife, but he has to take care of the boy now. As we cut to the newborn girl, we see she has red crimson eyes with fangs. Her hair is also jet black. And what is this? She has horns as well? What is going on? Says the doctors. First the boy, now her. What is this? They say. As the doctors run out the room screaming, demon child! As the father says, give me my child! As he snatches her away from the doctors and begins to run for it. As you see the town with knives, pitchforks, chasing Dragon and Robin's father. As they were miraculously making escape for it. As they both look at each other and say, what is going on with our children? This is weird, this is strange. Things like this shouldn't be happening. What is going on? They both say. As Dragon says, I don't have no idea. But maybe there's something super special with our children. We should probably keep this under wraps and not let the whole world know about it. Right. As we skip a few years, as you see Robin and Luffy around the ages of 7, training on Dragon's Island, sparring, having a good time, and sure, they might be different from people, but they still have a righteous heart. Luffy, on the other hand, was born with immense physical strength. No child should be able to drag trees and rip them from the roots, but Luffy can do that casually as a child. Nico Robin has strange mystical powers. She can conjure up wind. She can turn invisible. She can even fade out of existence if she wanted to. But nobody else knows that about her. Only she does. As the only person that can somewhat keep up with her magical power is Luffy. And Luffy is so immense that not even a lot of things threaten him as a kid. As you know, they're sparring, having a good time. As Robin asks Luffy, do you have a dream that you ever want to achieve? As Luffy looks up in the sky, he says, yes, I want to be the king of the pirates. I want to find the One Piece. As Robin giggles, she's like, I knew you was going to say something like that. I'll help you find the One Piece. As she says, I'm quite curious as well. Maybe that will let us know what we are. We're different from people. That's one thing I can say, Luffy. As he says, I agree. I feel like there's a greater power that's within you. I just don't know how to draw it out yet. And these chains, I was born with these chains around my arms. Don't know why they're here, but maybe one day I'll find out, says Luffy. As Robin says the same thing. Yeah, look, Luffy, you're not the only one that's weird. As she shows him her fangs, he's like, you, and you got the crimson red eyes and horns. You look pretty cool, Robin. Says Luffy. Same to you. As they hug and they head back to town to get something to eat. As Dragon's not there. He's currently working with the Dragon the Revolution Army right now. So they on Makino's island, and they go to the bar, again eating, having a good time. As Shanks is there, as he says, "Hey, what's up, little runts? How y'all been?" "We been good, Shanks. How you?" "Same. But hey, let's have some fun. And so everything's on me. Eat as much as your heart contends. I got you," says Shanks. As everybody's like, "Yeah, Shanks, you're the man." As everybody just having a good time, eating, drinking, just vibing, just enjoying themselves. As Luffy is eating and he sees Shanks with a small chest. As he asks, "What's this in the chest?" As Shanks is like, "Oh, you're quite curious, huh? Let me show you. This is what you call a devil fruit. It gives you strange mystical powers. And this one has to be the Gummy Gummy Nami." As he says, Luffy says, "What does it do?" "Well, it stretches your body. You become a rubber man, essentially," says Shanks. "It stretches your body. You can do a whole bunch of craziness," says Shanks. As Shanks doesn't really know how it really works, but he just knows like the basics of it. As he's like, "Oh," and Luffy's like, "Oh, interesting. Never heard of a devil fruit. This is my first time like even seeing one in person." "Yeah, they're quite rare," says Shanks. As you hear somebody kick in the front door and stays laughing, walking in like, "Can I get some sake, please?" says the bandit. As Makino says, "We just ran out of sake." As he's like, "Bullshit, this is a bar. You should have tons of sake in here." As he slams the table. As Shanks is like, "Hey man, look, you got have this bottle of sake right here." As he passes towards the bandit. As the bandit was like, "Interesting, thanks, appreciate that." Psych, and cracks it over his head. And Shanks is like, "Really? Just wasted a good bottle of sake. Come on, man." As Shanks is like, "Let me clean this up." As the bandit draws his blade towards Shanks, as Shanks pays him no mind at all. As he's like, "Do you know who you are ignoring? I have a bounty of 8 million. Huh. It's quite pretty minuscule. You're lacking for something?" Says Shanks. As everybody's like, "Oh, bird, bird, bird." As he said, "What?" As he tries to like cut Shanks' head off. As Shanks bites the blade and shatters it, shocking everybody that's in the room, besides his own crewmates. "Get out of here before I kill you," as Shanks says. As you see hockey forming from his eyes, as the bandit runs away from his life. "Sorry, kids, you have to see me like that." As Luffy's like, "There's no problem." You put him in his place. As Luffy begins to eat more. As Robin's like, "Luffy, you just see what not just happened? You still eating like this?" "Like I said, Robin, Shanks took care of it. It's not that big of a big deal, okay? I mean, oh, whatever." As she sits back down and she begins to eat too. As we do a 10-year time skip. As Luffy and Nico Robin are ready to set sail to go out to find a One Piece. As everybody's getting emotional. "Yeah, please promise me, you'll be safe out there," says Maki. Luffy's like, "I'll be fine. I'm a big boy now. Me and Robin can carry this ourselves. Don't worry. Look for us out on the news, okay? Goodbye, everybody," says both of them. As they both left out. As Robin says, "Those are two beautiful kids, young man and a young woman, finally grown now. It hurts to let them go, but I can't be there all the time. They have to learn their own life values and learn life itself, says Makino. As she yells out, "You better keep Robin safe from them boys," says Makino. As Luffy says, "Yeah, I will do. Be safe, I wanna miss y'all," she yells out as they head out. "We gonna miss all of y'all too," as they all start to tear up and cry. As they're like, "Well, there's nothing we can do now, but hope they make it out there." As we cut to Luffy and Robin. "So, what are we gonna do?" says Robin. "Well, we need a great swordsman on our team. We need a couple of good fighters, a good navigators, and a chef. Those are our goals right now." As Robin's, reading our books. I agree with that. Don't need an archaeologist because I already fit that role. As he walks over to Robin, is like, "Yeah, sure do." As he looks in her eyes, and she's like, "Stop looking at me like that, Luffy. What, you gonna do something about it?" As she's like, she just grabs him by his shirt and like kisses him. "Yeah, I am." As Luffy's like, "I like when you get like that." As he's like, "Well, we can't do this right now, but we gotta stay focused." She's like, "Yep, and by the way, it's a giant sea king headed our way." As Luffy's like, "Oh, yeah, that's the one that's by the coast, right? Yeah, he's been quite the terror. You wanna do something about it?" says Robin. As Luffy says, "You're not telling me twice." As Luffy jumps into the water, right? The sheer force of him jumping in the water pushes the ocean back, right? As the water's not even filling in due to his overwhelming strength. As the Sea King is looking at him in true terror. "You've been ruling this place for quite a while. Nobody has put you in your place, huh?" As Luffy starts to crack his knuckles. "Well, I'll be your opponent for today." As Luffy jumps up 30 feet in the air and punches the Sea King so hard that the Sea King gets sent flying over the horizon. As Luffy is like, "Fist of Fury," as he just sends him flying. As you can see, clouds get dispersed. Piece of crap, Sea King. Finally, you're not the bully no more. The bully just got curb stomped as he lands back on a small boat. As Robin's like, "Babe, you don't think that was a little overkill?" "No, it was necessary. He was causing too much of a ruckus over here anyway, disrupting the ecosystem. He needed to go. He was an invasive species. He seemed to be on his side," says Luffy. "That's true. Well, you did good for the ecosystem." "Look at that, Luffy. The sea lions are thanking you." As you see the sea lions flap their flippers towards Luffy, telling him thank you for getting rid of that menace. As he's like, "You're welcome, you guys." As he lays back down on Nico Robin's chest. As Nico Robin is rubbing her hands through his hair. As he's just talking to Robin, as they have a good conversation. Luffy in this story, he's a lot, let's say, smarter. And he actually knows how to hold a super conversation. So him and Robin are just talking, having a good time, laughing amongst each other. As he's really enjoying his time with Robin. As you hear cannon fire, as Luffy's eyes open up, as his observation activates, as he starts to punch away the cannonballs. He's like, the nerve of this person shooting cannonballs at us. They're either really strong or really stupid. But Robin's like, "Babe, nobody really knows about us like that. We just started, so their names are kind of unknown. So they wouldn't know how shit of a situation they are truly in right now." As Luffy starts laughing, as he catches one of the cannonballs and crushes it. You would think the cannonball will explode because he crushed it. No. Luffy's sheer grip diffuses the explosion. As the other opposition is quite shocked by that. As he just jumps onto their ship, damn near capsizing it. He almost did, but he didn't. He says, "Who dares fire at me? Bring me your captain right now." As he grabs one of the foot shoulders and like crushes his neck. As they like, yeah, Captain Alvida, come out, please. Somebody's here to see you. As when Luffy looks at her, he's like, what the fuck of abomination I'm looking at? As everyone's jaws drop, she's like, what you say, you shit? He's like, you know what? I don't even fight women. That's not my thing. Babe, can you get rid of this abomination for me? And she's like, yeah, no problem. As she closes her book, as the pirate, aka Alvida, is like, who the hell are you, bitch? As she's like, call me a bitch is your biggest mistake. As Robin eyes goes red. As before Alvida can say anything, some invisible force grabs her by her tongue and just straight up rips it out. As everybody is shocked. What is going on? Says everybody. Silence right now, says Robin, as everybody can't even talk now. As they like trying to talk but they can't. Now bow down to your queen, says Robin. So everybody just kneels. As Luffy's like, go watch her do this all day. But anyway, there's somebody down in the deck trying to get all the gold. Babe, I'm gonna go down there and check that out. She's like, go ahead. As Luffy heads down to the lower deck, as he sees apples, and he begins to eat the apples, as he sees a young pink-haired boy. He's like, huh, you're still able to move around. Interesting. As he's like, what's your name, kid? My name's Kobe. You? Name's Luffy. How did you get here? Well, long story short, got kidnapped. Says Kobe. Interesting. By the way, can you point me in the direction of the treasure room? As he just points towards the treasure room, as Luffy walks in. He's like, there you go. You're the person that's stealing all the gold on here. As Nami is shocked, she's like, how the hell? You know? He's like, huh. Interesting. It's a girl here taking all the gold. I'm sorry, you have to put that gold down. As Nami's like, I'm not putting nothing down. I said put it down. As Nami falls to her knees. She's like, what is this? Silence, please. As he shuts her up. She can't talk within his presence. Now, what are you using this gold for? As Robin is like listening what Luffy's doing. And she's like, interesting. He found her. Okay. As Luffy says, what do you need this gold for? As Nami tries not to say it, but she can't. It's like literally against her will to say it at this point. I need this gold to save my village from being destroyed. That's all I needed to hear. Proceed on. You can take the gold. As she's like, what just happened? I just wanted to see what you was going to use the gold for, but you're using it for noble reasons. So, you can have it. I'll just get some other gold somewhere else. As Nami's like, who are you? The name is Luffy. Don't forget it. As he heads back up. Maybe we cross paths again. As his eyes turn back to normal. There's no more future sight coming from it. As he walks up deck, as he just see Alvida just bleeding out, damn near dying, as she says, next time you call somebody a bitch, make sure you can back it up, says Robin. I'm like, and Luffy's like, babe, I think that's enough torment for today, boo. He's like, yeah, as freaking Robin stomps on her head, kicking her through the ship deck. As Luffy looks at Kobe and Nami, he's like, I recommend y'all getting off this boat because it's about to capsize in 3, 2, 1. As they all jumped onto Luffy's boat, as it's like, good. I guess we all head into the same direction, huh? It's like, yeah, says Nami. As Robin's like, who's this? This is Nami. Nami, this is Robin. As he says, my girlfriend. As when Nami looks at Robin, she's like, oh my god, she's gorgeous. you know. And she's like, thank you for the compliment. And she's like, wait, what? I didn't even say anything. No, your looks just gave it all away. I appreciate it. As Nami kind of turns red a bit. As she's like, anyway, when we get up to the next island, we can go our separate ways, I guess. Yeah. I am looking for a navigator still, says Luffy. You looking for a navigator? Interesting. I happen to be a navigator. As she says, what you need a navigator for? Well, I'm an upcoming pirate, says Luffy. As Nami says, I hate pirates. I can't work for you. As Luffy says, fine then, I'll just find somebody else.